on now.
Okay, we're having a very beautifully calm and not so heated discussion about sports, but we're talking to someone who neither of us play in sports, but you played football all your life.
I played football, yes, growing up.
This
played
is
my whole life.
John Colaneri.
Like the
of
Colaneri
HG
Institute.
Okay, there you go. I'm going to say it wrong every single time, so I'll just keep referring
right.
to you as John. John lives and breathes in the HGTV space, but we want to finish up our conversation about football first.
Sure.
Now, you're saying that Tony should be Tony Romo from the Dallas Cowboys, the quarterback, should be a team player, and if it presents itself where he has to make a choice, he should stay back, be and welcome the position of backup quarterback until the team needs him and be happy doing it, and if he's not, he should go somewhere else.
100%.
Now, take that same exact logic and apply it to New England. You have someone like Tom Brady,
Okay.
a franchise guy for years and years and
Yes.
years, took that team to the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl, gets it, knows it. So much of that success goes through Tom Brady. If he's having an off year, do you pull him for the backup and you make him play backup, or do you let him figure and work the kinks out?
I would, if I was the coach, look, you give a player only a certain amount of time. You tell them, hey, look, everyone has a prime, right? We all have our prime in any career that we do.
Right.
When you start to get to the end of your prime, of course you want to be there for the person, you want to be behind them.
Yeah.
But if they're hurting the team, just because you have a legacy and you have this name, you keep the person in there,
No.
it makes no sense. It's not fair to your other teammates, your other workers, it doesn't matter what you do, that dedicate and put so much time in it. And if you're that selfish of a person and as a player and have that big an ego that you don't know it's time to hang it up. Perfect example, when you look at everything that happened with Manning this past year, and it started to kind of go downhill, but he knew this was it. He went out on top. He said, look, it's over. I won the Super Bowl.
He was not the best quarterback on that team.
He was not the best quarterback on that team.
Nope.
But he knew that he could keep everyone together and keep them a team. If he felt he couldn't, I guarantee you would have said, look, that's it. Take me out. It's over. But
I don't know about that.
I think he would have. That's why he didn't come back another year. He knew that's it. He didn't have anything left in the tank.
Okay, so he went the whole season with that. Now, they happened to have won the Super Bowl, which was fantastic that year, and he was able to do that. But then you have a guy like, say, Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant wasn't the best guy on that team, and they pushed him out there every single year, and it was the goodbye tour for Kobe Bryant, and it was at the expense of that team playing really, really well. So, it goes both ways.
Look, it's a tough thing because big name players bring in the fans, right? The fans come to watch them. They come to see what happens. So this is a business. You want to make money. The owners understand, hey, if I pull Kobe Bryant, am I going to fill the seats? People don't want to come see Kobe sit in the sideline.
Right.
I get it. But also, there is a reality. And I think when your team is doing well, that's the biggest thing. If your team is, you don't have a good team.
So winning trumps all.
I think it does. Absolutely.
Okay.
To me, it does.
Yeah.
If I was on the team, if I was playing a different position and Tony came in and then he started doing bad, like, what the heck's going on here?
Right.
We have one loss. We're at the top of our game. Now you're going to bring in Tony Romo? That's crazy.
I gotta tell you, I don't trust Tony. Every time I watch a Cowboys game, he gets hurt.
He does.
He's so fragile.
He is very fragile. He's not a big guy.
How many more years does he have left?
I think he's 37. I want to say Tony Romo's 37. Any quarterback, that's it. You're at unless you're like Tom Brady, who is the superhuman in my mind. He's like
39 years old. He's the best quarterback playing right now.
And he's going to be the best quarterback of all time. Probably, in my mind, maybe the best football player to ever play the game because he's that.
You've seen Jim Brown play football?
I've seen only highlights, so I can't say.
Lance always brings up someone from like
1945.
But Jim Brown played at a time where guys were not nearly as big.
Tom
and the game
Brady played. What was their record for the Patriots when Brady was on the bench when he was suspended?
3-1.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, look,
they have this coach Belichick.
They
just
do.
Took the guy and put him in the system. Right? He's not that good.
Come on, Lance, don't say
I
like
wouldn't
that.
say he's not that
You're
good.
A Mets
Come
fan.
on.
You're a Mets fan.
I'm a Giant fan. I saw him in 2 Super Bowls.
You're going to say Tom Brady's not that good?
I'm going to say he
What
wasn't
did I
as
tell
good
you
as
about
Eli
Lance
Manning the
when
2
he
times I actually watched him.
Lance just likes to say things
Wow.
that are not true to
And how does the whole Deflategate? I was sitting with somebody who said he was the best football player ever.
I think he could be. Absolutely.
What, if you erased your memory of all of the other good players?
I'm just telling
you. Lawrence Taylor.
Amazing
Tom
football
Brady.
player. Amazing
Tom
football
Brady.
player.
Okay, well, I will tell you
How
one
many
thing
Super
about
Bowl?
Lawrence
How many
Taylor.
Super Bowls has Lawrence Taylor won?
2.
Okay, how many has Tom Brady won?
How many?
5 now. 4.
And probably.
And it could be this year 5. And Lawrence Taylor did not play till he's 39 years old. I mean, different positions, of course. It's a totally different game. But still,
he did have Belichick as a coach, and Belichick, he was his defensive coach, and Belichick.
He was. That's right, Belichick. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Wow,
God, this is how you do it.
Wow,
this is like
cockiness. I know he's so.
Well, I
cocky,
watched
yeah.
it. I mean, by the way, John Elway was a better quarterback.
John Elway was not a better
John
quarterback.
Elway or Tom
John
Brady?
was
John
definitely
Elway or
not
Tom
a better
Brady?
quarterback
Hands
than
down,
Brady.
John Elway.
Oh my
Ask
God.
Ask people.
I would love to see if people think John Elway
Ask
is better
anyone.
than Tom
I'd
Brady.
like to see anyone that thinks John
Well,
Elway is
actually,
a better
we'll have
quarterback
we're
than
going to
Tom
put down.
No, do it right now.
We're going to do a 64-player bracketed poll of the
Okay,
best.
but in the meantime, before we get to all your big projects,
Joe Montana.
No. I'm asking Brady or Elway.
Brady or Elway?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So for those
So ask
people who
people.
saw Elway play,
I saw
Elway play.
okay, and you don't think Elway was better
No,
than Tom
Absolutely
Brady?
not.
I was a sportscaster.
Okay, name one other player who played with John Elway.
Who played with John Elway
Yeah.
on his team?
Yeah.
Oh, because he didn't have the team around
Name
him?
one other player who played with John Elway.
Well, that Shannon Sharp was
Oh
on with
yeah,
him.
Shannon Sharp was on that team.
Phenomenal tight end.
Okay. Well, yeah. Now who's the second player? Who's the
Name an amazing player that plays with Brady.
They're all
Besides-
kind of B
Bill
players.
Belichick.
players.
Bill Belichick.
Yeah, but
Belichick-
Shanahan was a great coach.
Who was the coach?
Shanahan was a great coach.
Mike Shanahan was a
He was a
phenomenal
great coach,
coach. Lance,
yes.
you can't say that he
Yeah.
wasn't. Lance's only thing is, hey, remember that guy that played in the 40s with those soft, like, leather helmets? I'm like, no, you're not comparing apples to apples.
It is different time. I mean, look, the game has evolved.
It's faster, it's stronger,
faster,
it's
stronger.
bigger.
I've watched them both in their prime, and I don't even think.
Yeah, but you have to say this in all
He has
honesty.
his better-
You're going on prime, but how can you say that? Because Elway, in his prime, did not have really good seasons. They never won the Super Bowl. Not until the end of his career.
Yeah, the last year
they
was
won
where
those
he
two
was-
Super Bowls.
They went to the
his
Super
career was
Bowl.
in the twilight.
Yeah.
They went to the Super Bowl in '86 when they played the Giants.
Did they win?
No,
They lost to the Giants.
The only time he
so they
won, he
actually
won
get
two
to the
Super
Super,
Bowls.
but to
Last
get to the
two.
Super Bowl,
3 times he got there.
and he lost to one of the greatest teams of all time with Belichick. He was up against Belichick as the defensive coach. I mean,
I played football with Chris Sims, so I know the Sims family very well.
Oh, yeah.
We played at Rampo High School in Franklin Lakes.
Oh,
So
sure,
that's
sure,
where
Frank
Phil-
Place. I used to live.
So I know Phil well. Phil used to be at every one of our games.
Whatever happened to Chris?
Chris right now is actually a commentator for college football.
Oh, he stopped playing.
Yeah, he stopped playing. Well, he got hurt too many times, and when that whole thing happened with his kidney, and it was he just didn't have it.
About Chris.
Yeah, he did. But he coached with Belichick for 1 year as an assistant coach, and I saw him, and we were talking, and he said he only can handle it 1 year because the coaching staff is under such rigorous hours, and he has, I think Chris has 2 or 3 kids. Never saw his wife.
Does?
Yeah, he's got 2 or 3. All girls too. Never saw his kids. Never saw his wife, and he was living up in New England.
Wow.
And his wife told him, he's like, you can't do this anymore.
Because of Belichick.
Because he demands from his coaching staff such excellence and perfection that you never go home. Like, you coach and you go to film, and if the players are working that hard, the coaching staff, and that's why the Patriots are who they are. Because absolutely right, Lance, I'll give it to you. Bill Belichick is, when you think about an extreme boss that he wants to win, the man does not take anything but 110% every single time.
The only thing he does
Actually, John from Cherry Hill. John from Cherry Hill is coming in.
What was that? John from Cherry Hill said what? Oh, what is he gonna say?
I missed it.
Ah,
I think he said that Elway was in 5 Super Bowls and won 2,
1-2.
and the other guy went to
Won 4
6 Super Bowls and won 4.
Both of those
But he's
numbers
lost-
are higher than the other numbers. But wait, listen. What was I just gonna say? Oh, I said the only thing that Belichick is not a winner at are his stupid sweatshirts.
Yeah,
Because anyone that can take a sweatshirt, like if you want to wear a t-shirt, wear a t-shirt. But if you want to wear a sweatshirt, then don't cut the sleeves off and pretend it's a sweat t-shirt.
Yeah,
It looks
I agree.
ridiculous.
He does look ridiculous.
Like, I don't even, and he doesn't care what he looks like.
He doesn't.
And then he'll put the ear things on his ears like this. He doesn't care. With a ripped up, cut up sweatshirt. And then he gets and he's wearing like khaki pants. Like, the look He doesn't dress the part.
No.
I'm sorry.
No,
It's
Jenna,
such
I agree
an
with you.
awful
Every
look,
time,
John. Sometimes it hurts me to watch.
Look, I love fashion. I believe you should dress a certain part. He does not dress
Nope.
like a coach.
No part of it.
It does not.
And if you think that he
It
goes
doesn't matter.
off the field and then somehow puts on a decent outfit, no.
You ever see him in his
The
news
post-game?
post game?
No, it's
He looks even
terrible.
worse because his hair is like halfway up in
He
the
doesn't
air.
care because he takes the
disheveled.
hat off.
Takes the hat off. He looks
Awful.
disheveled. Yeah.
Awful. You know, he thinks he's got a quarterback who's gorgeous, no matter if the helmet could be to its side and he's gorgeous. And it's like physical osmosis. He's probably like, I'm fine. I look good.
And to all those Jet fans out there,
Yeah.
what could have been? What could have been?
I know. You're right.
All my friends that are Jet fans, they always say,
What are the?
why?
I mean, we have to eventually start talking about what it is you're really good at.
Yes.
But what do the Jets do? I love Ryan Fitzpatrick because he's a Harvard guy.
Yeah.
But what do you do? Like,
Jets are-
they're
Wait, are you having a
done with
weekly football segment with us?
Is that it? We're talking football?
When are we starting?
it. It's fun. You have energy.
Well, yeah.
I love your energy.
Jenna, who are you voting for, Elway or Brady in the poll?
Oh, hold on. I'll give you 3 seconds to think who I'm voting for.
I think we all know.
It's Brady.
I'll put your vote down for you.
Yeah, put it in. Put it
Well,
in.
you're going to have to vote on your own.
I gotta
We'll
vote
just
my own.
Wait, the poll's up. It'll be
We do
expired.
these polls all the time.
Polls are the
Whatever
best.
we
I
have-
love that. It's great.
Whatever we have an argument about goes right to the polls.
Let's hear what the world has
What
so
to
do
say.
far-
people say?
So far,
Come on.
100% of the people say that you're the only person who voted so far.
Oh, okay. Connor, what do you think? You're a big Steelers fan. Who's better
Oh,
quarterback?
there you go.
Oh, Terry Bradshaw, Mean Joe Green, or a whole bunch of other guys who won 4 Super Bowls, or
I think they're okay. I do. I mean,
No, we're not talking about the best player. I could see how you can make an argument for
You
another
could.
player.
I was
What I
going
can't
to
see
the
is that
best-
you could say John
best
Elway,
quarterback.
even Denver fans. Oh, you were a Steelers?
No, he's
fan?
got his Steelers.
Terry
Yeah,
Bradshaw
buddy.
won how many Super Bowls?
Wait, who was the quarterback
4.
before?
What was his record in the Super Bowls?
4-4, right? Didn't they go 4 times?
I think it was-
How many times?
4-0.
4-0. Well, they
Right,
won 4.
Brady's
They
Oh,
won
Cordell
one.
Stewart.
Brady's record is 4-2.
Okay.
Cordell Stewart, that's right.
John from Cherry Hill says that Jim Kelly even called Brady the best of all time.
Whoa,
Jim
Yeah.
Kelly.
Jim
Yep,
Kelly,
I covered
who's-
Jim Kelly.
I feel bad for Jim
That's-
Kelly.
I know.
Ugh,
But he's
God.
recovered. I think he's
He's
in full
recovering.
remission now.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great to hear.
Actually, speaking of which,
John,
we
do you
did-
have any idea why I know so much about sports, or do you think it's just like?
I don't know. Some people love sports. Why do you know so much about sports?
No, I'm just kidding. I used to be a sportscaster, but I don't get to flex that muscle anymore. So to have someone come in and just have passion and energy, I love it. It brings me back, and it's been years for me.
Anytime you want to talk football, don't worry. And then if you really want to get into college football, because I went to Penn State,
I don't know anything
and my
about
Nittany
it.
Lions are just, I am,
Be
You went to
careful.
Penn State?
I
He's
went to
gonna
Penn
go
State.
down- He went to Ohio.
You went to Ohio State?
That's why I'm so
I'm outta here.
anti-Brady.
Goodness,
but-
the show is cool. Oh, come on.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna take. Let's say I'm first of all not about to take anything sitting down from somebody who went to Penn State. But
True,
but
true
actually,
Ohio State fan
no,
right
no.
there.
But
folks.
actually, we are friends with DJ Dozier.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Speaking of it, like
Who's that? I don't know who that is.
DJ Dozier was the best player who ever played for Penn State under Paterno. He was
he's
their
phenomenal.
best running back, and then he was a first round draft choice of the.
None of the running backs ever came out of Penn State ever did anything.
Right, he played. I mean, he played, but then he actually played for the Mets, so it's actually been very
The
interesting.
only player I remember from Penn State, and I think this is terrible to say, but was LeVar Arrington.
Yeah, he was a great linebacker. But
See.
that was when I was there. Actually, I was a sophomore when he was a junior, and he did not come back his senior year. He went to the NFL, and he won the Buckus Award because he was up for the Heisman that year. That was a great year.
But he didn't. Did he end up?
Nothing,
Right?
No,
he had
didn't amount. No, he didn't do it. Happens all the time. You get so many of those players that just kind of.
Well, so far it
Can't
seems
do it.
to be kind of in a runaway agree with me mode, but
With you?
yeah,
Really? People are
Elway?
saying Elway?
56 to 44.
How many people?
I wouldn't call that runaway.
Yeah,
man.
I
I mean,
you
let's.
throw that word around very loosely, Lance. All right. Are you Dallas across the board with all your sports?
No, just the Cowboys.
Okay.
But
just
Brady
football.
went to Michigan.
Football,
Brady
baseball.
went to Michigan. He could have played baseball,
Yankees.
or was that Drew Henson?
Drew
Drew Henson. Yes, and Drew Henson was on the He was a backup quarterback.
Yeah, he
was
also
on the
played for the
Cowboys.
Yankees for a
And he
bit,
played
right?
third base for the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Look at this. It's like Jewish geography.
This is
with
amazing.
sports. It's so much fun. All right, so you're from New York.
From New Jersey.
From New Jersey.
From New Jersey.
Somehow.
Lived, born, Bergen County my entire life.
Okay.
So, of course, Bergen County is famous for the housewives. See what's happening with us.
That's right. That's right. I've interviewed all of them. All of them.
So, yes, so that's where grew up. We just built our house in Bergen County 2.5 years ago.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Sorry, I'll give you the next update. It's 52-48
There you go,
in favor
see?
of your guy.
In favor of us?
Okay.
All right, there you
Okay,
go.
see, it's gonna, there's a runaway.
I had
Forget
that
about
moment.
it.
I had
Did
that
we just see what
moment.
happened in the election? There's no runaways here.
I had the moment. I'm
You
trying
had
to
your
keep you
moment.
up.
You gloated a little. Now
Oh,
we're
it's back now. It's still early, so it's
Still early.
55-45. So every vote
Is it on
matters.
the show page or my
It's
page?
on both.
Okay, I was going to say, then we can work on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, obviously you have a tremendous sports background, which I could easily talk to you about sports for the next hour
Absolutely.
and a half. But you're also ridiculously, I call anyone that has anything to do with HGTV ridiculously organized. Like, the world is divided into two people. Like, those who can do the things that happen on HGTV and those who can only watch it and hope and talk about it. And I'm
true.
obviously the latter. How did this all come about for you?
HGTV, well, look, I never looked for TV. Me and my cousin, he grew up in Bergen County as well. He grew up in Franklin Lakes. I grew up in Wyckoff. Best friends growing up. We went to Don Bosco Prep together for high school.
Good football program there.
Now it is. When I was there,
Did you
it
play
wasn't.
baseball?
I played baseball. I was baseball, football. Now all the kids play lacrosse. So
Yeah, you're
it's
right.
like totally different. Everything's
You're right.
changed. 'Cause my
Yeah.
brother just got done playing Division I lacrosse for the University of Delaware.
Nice.
But so I always worked in construction for family businesses, summertime, whatnot. When I went to Penn State, I was a business major. Never thought I would get into construction design. Worked for some Fortune 500 companies after I graduated. My uncle and my cousin started the construction company in 2003. They said, "Hey, John, look, we know you know construction from working summer jobs,
Yeah.
and we want your business background. Can you come into our business?" Got involved. We did our biggest project, which was development of 22 units, is when the market crashed. We lost literally everything. And my uncle put up all this money. It was horrible, but that's what happened in the real estate bubble. And that timing, actually, one of our friends said, "You know what? You and your cousin have just this great attitude." And this is when HGTV wasn't HGTV now.
Sure.
2008, it was nothing like what it is
Agreed.
now.
Was Ken Lowe still there?
Ken Lowe was there, yes.
Is he still there?
Yeah,
Right.
he's still the CEO. And they kind of, she's like, "I'm just gonna film you." And I'm told this is someone not in television. She just was a friend of ours. She randomly filmed us on a job site. She sent it out to a random production company in New York City. The guy happened to be college roommates with somebody at the DIY network.
Wow.
Sent our tape over, said, "Hey, look, these two guys from Jersey have good energy. They know the business. I think it'd be kind of cool to do a docudrama and follow them around." A couple days later, we got a call saying, "Hey, we want to come out and film you with more professional gear." They did it. Didn't hear anything for a year. Got a call one day in our office saying, "Hey, this is blah, blah, blah from, XYZ production company. Do you guys want to shoot a pilot?" I'm like, "What do you want to do?" They're like, "We want to do kitchens." Can do kitchens. I'm like, "We just did a $15 million building. Yeah, I can do a kitchen."
Yeah,
You're talking
yeah.
stupid stuff. And they're like, "Well, look, we want to do a kitchen show. We're going to call it Kitchen Cousins. And we want you guys to do it. Show up in Hoboken at this date." And that's what we did. And it was kind of a roller coaster ride, because the best advice I ever got was from my showrunner, and who is a good friend of mine still to this day. He said, "Guys, look, you're not in television, but I'm going to tell you this one thing. Be you, be true to yourself, and just forget the cameras are there." And that's what we did. And as soon as we shot the pilot, they ordered 13 episodes immediately.
Whoa.
And 5 years later, still doing kind of what we do. And it's evolved to the relationship we have with the Ellen Show, which is huge and getting even bigger. We can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's so many things just that I never would have thought this is what my career would kind of morph into. But
Love that, though. Is that the best when
It's
you
awesome.
don't predict it and it just
Never.
sort of happens?
Never thought about it, but it's been a lot of hard work, a lot of uncertain times, because television, if everyone thinks it's glamorous, it is not.
Yeah.
You get paid nothing when you start,
Nothing.
which is a big risk, because we were getting paid nothing, and we're just happy to keep on doing kind of what we're doing now.
Right, but with that comes perks. So you have
Yeah.
to, you spend all the time and the energy and the
Yes.
sleepless nights and the very little paycheck and
Yes.
all of it,
Yeah.
so that you're hopefully building this investment.
Absolutely.
And then it turns into something where you have a relationship with Helen DeGeneres. Like,
Yeah.
that's amazing. So
Never,
tell people about that.
I never would have thought. So when we got hooked up with Ellen, it was our first show, Kitchen Cousins. They always wanted it. HGTV wanted to start a relationship with her show. They tried in the past. They had it with some other hosts. It just didn't work out well. When we did it, it immediately we clicked with her. She liked us. She liked our chemistry. We delivered. That was the bottom line. We said we were going to do this. We did it. We came through. There was no kind of like, oh, it was halfway done project.
Right.
They wanted it done in 4 days. We got it done in 4 days. Did a whole house, and that was it.
Oh.
And they couldn't believe it. They're like, wow, these guys say what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And from all of our shows, from Kitchen Cousins, Cousins on Call, Cousins Undercover, we always did these special integrated episodes with the Ellen Show. Made this great, amazing relationship. It then led to finally this year, we have our own show with her on digital, which is Grand Design. It's on her EllenTube network. We launched it just these past couple weeks. It did phenomenal. It's got millions of views. And now we're even talking about even doing a bigger show that might even go primetime. So there's a lot going on with our relationship and kind of growing with her. And we're really happy because the best part about being with Ellen is giving back. And we help families around the country. And it's kind of become a goal for us to just help those people that are, just kind of down on their luck and need someone to uplift them and come in.
So my mom is obsessed. I'm just going to say she loves you guys and she loves the Property Brothers. Like she's always like, well, do they want to come to my house? I'm like, no. Like, why would they want to come to your house? Like, everything's great. You're fine.
She wants to come over. Come over. We'll hang out.
Believe me, she wants you to come over. Believe me, I'll have to shoot a little message first. See if my mom's watching.
How you doing?
Everyone always wants to know, like, how much of it is for camera and how much of it is, are you guys actually getting in there and doing it all? Like, we don't get to see all of it, but give us an idea of what people don't get a chance to see.
I mean, look, we are involved, and I'll talk about our show. I mean, we are involved in everything. We are construction guys. I was a laborer, like I said, in high school, working those long hours, digging literally holes, just because they wanted me to dig holes to do footings.
It had nothing to do with the project. They're
like, hey, we need to do something.
Hey, we need a bunker on the 17th.
On the 54th Street, we're gonna need a bunker on the cross.
I was the guy that used to be the gopher to get egg sandwiches and coffee. That's just
everyone. There's always one.
What you do.
You're the guy.
So look, when we get on, we take a lot of pride because we don't do our own construction company anymore because TV's kind of taken over and we're just too busy. But when you have your own business, you're very proud about what you do,
sure.
And you want to be involved in everything, especially if you're a small business owner like we were. We were involved in everything. I wasn't just a project manager for a project. I was the garbage man taking out the garbage.
Yeah.
I was in the office doing accounting. You do it all, and we kind of do that same thing on our shows. We're involved in everything. Now, it's television. We need to shoot a bunch of scenes.
Right.
So we get involved and get our hands dirty and everything. Do we finish it out? We can't. It's impossible because you have to get the project done.
Yeah.
But we are involved in every aspect of it. And me and my cousin, we, especially now when we travel in the country and our shows kind of go everywhere, we work with a local designer. But we first design it, and then they take our ideas and make it happen. So we are doing all these projects. It is coming directed from us.
What's your favorite room to do over, to renovate?
I mean, hands down the kitchen, just because.
Why?
We've done. I mean, that has been where our show started, and bottom line is that's the most fun you could have because it's the most interactive room. It's the room where you can really kind of go over the top and do crazy materials and make it fun for the family, and that's where everyone spends 90% of their time in their homes.
Yeah.
So that's always. It's just there's only so much you can do in a bedroom, in a living room. Of course, a bathroom you can kind of have fun with it. But the kitchen, that is, I'll say, the old corny line. It's part of the home. So.
Part of the home. Tell me about your cousin. He just goes by the name Cousin? Does he?
So Anthony.
Of course.
Anthony. Of
course. Why
two Italians. Anthony and John.
I could have guessed.
His name could have been Tony.
I was gonna say Tony.
He does not like when you call him Tony.
No.
I know. That's why I was pointing out.
Everyone does that.
Yesterday we had Tony on.
Mm-hmm.
Today we have.
Yeah, but yesterday's Tony did not look like Anthony. Now, was it Anthony or is it like Anthony?
I call him Ant.
Okay.
I call him
He's
Ant.
pretty Italian.
Yeah. So it's Anthony's been my best friend, and been cousins since, he's 2 years older, so since I was born and he was 2. Grew up together, camping, doing all the fun stuff. We went to Don Bosco. He used to drive me to high school. He used to get me in trouble because he was my older cousin.
Nice.
And we've had, I have 2 brothers, but Anthony has been like my older, because I'm the oldest in my family. He's been my older brother.
Okay.
And we have this this great chemistry, and my wife jokes he is my second wife on the road.
Yeah.
Thank God.
He's my second husband.
There it is, right there.
There's Lance. Lance, we're looking at you. But
Lance,
you're
it's you,
obviously
buddy.
not even paying attention.
I'm your second husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I couldn't
I'm
be talking
ignoring
about
you.
Connor. You fully ignored me.
I'm
Every day,
trying to
John,
figure
Every
out-
day. Hey, I know how that happens.
John, every
when you get that close.
day, I could kill him sometimes.
But it's all love.
It's all love.
It's all love.
Well, it's tinged with a little cinnamon.
Oh, a little bit.
A little spice.
Okay, so you have kids.
I have a daughter who turns 2 in December.
Very nice. I have a daughter who turns 2 in February.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
Best moment and greatest achievement I've done thus far in my life.
Nice.
Very, very happy about it. Having a child, especially a daughter, since I come from all boys, I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
My wife's like, get ready.
Yeah.
It's
And how old?
she turns 2 in December.
What's her
And
You haven't even
her
started.
name is Lillian Bell.
Beautiful.
She's just, it's phenomenal to see the impact you have and to see her progress, and now she's starting to talk and just know who everybody is. It's
Yeah.
I will say it's one of those moments that makes you proud for everything
Right.
that you couldn't do.
Love that.
Yeah.
Do you get a chance to make sure you're home with the wife and all of it, or are you?
Well, it's lately we stopped traveling. We were done shooting our show Grand Design with Ellen. We stopped shooting in September.
Okay.
So since then I've been home, which is great. And I know starting in January I'm going to have a lot of travel coming up through majority, going into the summertime, because we're talking about doing season 2 of Grand Design out in LA. So it's going to be a lot of travel coming up. So when I'm home, I'm home.
Why do you think people are so obsessed with all these makeover shows? Obsessed. They can't get enough of it. It's the before and after. It's all. It doesn't even matter what it is or who it is or what part of the house or which house. They just love it.
Because it's a great thing to, it's like it's a magazine on television. You always love, people don't read magazines, they flip to the pictures, like, oh, I just want to see the picture. And that's what an HGTV, that's what these channels are. And people love, design, construction. It's something that I think even from when you're a child, you love, right? Even when you're a kid, people love, boy or girl, you love building things.
Right.
You love building blocks and Legos and all that. So when you're an adult, it's just a fun thing to be involved in. And to do it in your own home, you can really put your stamp on it.
Right.
And that's what we tell everybody. When we travel around, we're like, look, we give you ideas. I am by no means telling you, do exactly this. You do what you want. I'll give you all these great insights and these great fun things to try. But your home is for you.
Right.
You know how you interact. You know how your family interacts. You know if you cook a lot, if you don't cook, if you like to entertain. That's what you take. You take everything we give you, and then you put it into your lifestyle.
Where do you think you guys are going to be in a couple years? Because things are happening really fast for you now. Can you sustain this amount of work and production and all of it?
I think we can. I mean, I always say if I didn't have my cousin, I don't know if I could do it because we lean on each other a lot. Especially traveling. Traveling kind of wears you down. If you're alone, I would be really kind of, I think, upset and depressed a little bit. But at least I have him, and we can balance a lot, going to dinner, go out with him. So it's great to have someone like that. And I think I think our career has just gotten started. We're 5 years into this, and I feel that we are on the brink of even taking it to the next level. And that's what I'm really excited about. I'm excited about doing more and giving back. So for us it's fun. Until it's not fun, I will not do it anymore. If I lose where I don't have the passion, and I feel anything in life, to everyone out there, you have to be passionate about what you do. If you lose that, it's time to figure out what makes you passionate.
You're not going to bring your brothers on board?
My brother, my brother is a chef. And he did a couple of shows he was involved in. We actually teamed up with Robert Irvine. We did a Restaurant Impossible double episode of ours.
Is he as scary in real life?
He's crazy, man. He is that tough, 100%. Cameras go down, it doesn't matter.
He literally terrifies me.
He's a great
he
guy.
doesn't, his biceps do.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Yeah, big dude.
But he's a great guy because he cares. Like when we were doing the episode, his biggest thing was he's like, I push everybody because I just want it done the best possible way for the business owner I'm trying to help out, and you feed off that,
Right.
you know. And look, I grew up playing sports. Someone barking orders, I'm used to that.
Yeah.
Some people it doesn't always, you know, they don't know how to handle it, but
Yeah.
I grew up with coaches and I know that mentality, and I get it, so it doesn't bother me.
You and your cousin have similar personalities?
Yes and no. I mean, we definitely, you know, as far as passion, design, our work ethic, we definitely are. Now, Anthony has a very serious girlfriend. You know, he's not married yet. You know, kids, I don't know. I don't know if that's, you know, that's really important to me in my life. He's great with kids, but, you know, like he always says, he's like, it's not for me right now.
Right.
Not saying he's not going to. Definitely could happen. But that's, you know, that's just... And I always tell everybody, it's funny because we always have talks about, and people, my friends like that don't have kids, like, oh, I should have kids. I'm like, you gotta do what's right for you.
Yep.
Not everybody should have kids.
Right.
This isn't like a thing like every single person. No.
They don't give a test.
What?
They don't give like a test.
Right.
I don't know. They
Oh,
might.
you got an 85. You can have 2 kids.
You can have 2 kids.
Right.
It really isn't though. You got it's a mentality. You got to be ready for it. And it happens in all different parts of your life. It's a big responsibility, and if you're not ready, you know, yikes! It'll wake you up pretty fast.
Okay, so will we have more than one? You're gonna have more than Lily,
Definitely,
right?
definitely. Now that she's turning 2, now we're like, okay, we're
Yeah.
at that time. We're trying to.
Yeah.
Like 2 years old, she's old enough. She can do things on her own.
Right.
Now it's time.
She's still in diapers, right?
She's still in diapers.
Okay.
Yes.
I just want to make sure that she's not
I
further
can't-
ahead than my kid.
I can't wait. Isn't that a parent? You always think that.
Of course.
I always think that. I'm
So
like,
competitive.
you always
Like, are you kidding? I'm like, how fast can she run?
Yeah, man.
Right?
How much can she really do?
How much can she build? How
Yeah.
high does it go?
Yeah.
How high? How high?
How strong is she?
Yeah.
No, we figured like 2 years. It's kind of at the
Yeah.
moment in time. Yeah, you know what? We'll start thinking about kid number 2.
Well, look, if the design and construction and all that doesn't work out, you'd be a phenomenal sportscaster.
Well, great.
I
Let's
mean,
do it.
you're-
ESPN, call me. Let's
You
call
know
them
what
up.
you're talking about. You have such energy and passion, and you agree with me. Like, those are really the only 3 things you need.
Well, see, that's what
to
I
be
do
successful.
because, you know, when we're on our construction site, I always look. Anthony's always the one that'll be like, he'll keep everybody in line. Like he doesn't like. There's no wasting time dilly dallying.
Yeah.
He keeps all our subs, all the contractors, everybody in line, and I always try to be lighthearted and keep
Yeah.
him kind of going.
Yeah.
So he knows I'm the one that'll make him laugh, and I'm like, yeah, let's just take a break.
Right.
Let's just have fun doing it. And that's where the yin and yang kind of we bounce each other out because
You need it, though.
You need it.
That.
You need
Otherwise,
that.
you don't get anything done,
But
and you
he's
don't
good.
enjoy it.
But he's good too, because then he's like, John, we got it. I'm like, you're right. Yes, let's get on it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
But you need, and that's the balance. That you need that person that just knows how to, you know, make you push you, pull you back a little bit. So that's why our shows do well, and that's why people see that because it's real. There's no fake. You know, there's no faking any of that.
Okay, well, if you ever end up in Croton, that's where my mom lives.
Croton, where's that?
Croton on Hudson.
Oh, okay.
It's right in Westchester.
Okay.
Uh,
I've been to weddings. I'm not like the place on the Hudson that everyone does weddings there. Henley on the Hudson, or I don't know. There's a big wedding place there.
Oh, I don't know. But she will warmly open her doors and let you come in and then feed you. That's what she does.
If she feeds us, let's do it.
Yeah?
I will eat any. I am.
You're not allowed to. The rest of us don't get to. So how come he comes on the Jenna Wolf show and all of a sudden he's getting food?
Lance is a little crazy because I have been on a diet this month. But he doesn't know what you're talking about. So if
What
I'm
you-
on
diet?
this
Well, I wanna hear the
fakakta diet.
diet.
Tell him
Can you-
about the
I wanna
fakakta
hear the
diet.
diet. I would
It's
love
called the
to hear
fakakta diet, Jenna.
The diet.
Fakakta diet. It's Yiddish. I'm an old man. I'm an
Okay.
old Jewish man. What
Okay.
am I supposed to tell
Okay.
you?
Oh,
got it.
Lance, you're killing me. We're doing it's paleo meets Whole30
Love it.
meets single ingredient.
Okay.
So no grains, no dairy, no alcohol, no legumes, no processed sugar.
Read no beer.
No alcohol.
No
That's tough,
alcohol.
buddy. That's tough.
Single ingredient foods.
How
Everything is
long?
single.
How long?
30
is this
days.
30 days.
That's it. We're on day 20 today.
How are you feeling? How do you? In all honesty, how do you feel? You
I feel
energy?
great, actually.
That's there. You go.
See?
Yeah. I actually, I lost 40 pounds so far. 35 on Jenna's first diet, and now 5 more pounds on this. Like this one has actually cleaned out the M&Ms. Like I actually poured the Diet Coke in my refrigerator out. I opened up fresh bottles last night and I emptied them out because I was never going to drink them.
Good for you.
That's a great thing to do.
Yeah,
Good
so
for you.
Soda is the
I did eat
devil.
It is the devil. It is the worst thing ever.
You work out, obviously. Still
I
from your athletic football days.
Yes, I'm very big into CrossFit.
Yeah.
So just did an insane workout this morning.
Tell me.
I almost collapsed. It was 3 Metcons combined into one, and
what's a Metcon?
Metcon is just your workout of the day, and it's for time. So it was the first Metcon was 21, 15, 12 of toes to bar and thrusters. And then
how heavy?
95 pounds. Then your next Metcon was 15, 12, 9, and it was front squats, and then into calorie row. Then your third Metcon, and this is no rest. There's no rest. And then your third Metcon was overhead squats with burpees over bar, 12, 9, 6.
Wow, it's a good workout.
And it was 21 minutes that I finished in.
That's awesome.
Grueling.
That's awesome.
Grueling. I started CrossFit about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, and absolutely love it.
Awesome.
Totally changed my entire way that I look at working out. I always just was a gym person and things like that. And,
yeah.
CrossFit is totally leaned me down. My weights have just increased, and my weight is gone down. I weigh 155 pounds, but I've never squatted or pressed or done anything that I do now. I could squat 300 pounds now.
Wow.
So for my weight to double that, it's a great program.
Good for you.
It's a great program, and I've been getting very into kind of biohacking and everything with the bulletproof diet and what Dave Osprey does and all that. So
we're all on something, Lance. We're all taking care of ourselves.
It's fun.
It's a community effort.
I know.
It's fun.
Speaking of which,
let's just hear what the polls are.
Okay. It is 52 to 48, 92 votes in with John Elway in the lead.
Wow. John Elway in the lead.
Yeah, you might want to. Yeah, you got a gun on.
I did not think that. Well,
John Elway was a very good footballer.
He was an excellent footballer.
And there is a disadvantage because a lot of the people voting have not seen John Elway play, and that's probably they've all seen Tom Brady play. So he was a great player. He was the heart and soul of his team in a way that Brady isn't. Like, he was a lot more like Peyton Manning. I think Peyton Manning is right, but Peyton Manning's more I even think of Peyton Manning being more central to the team than Tom Brady. Like Tom Brady, Belichick's teams are just defense teams.
They are, yes.
Yeah, he's a defensive guy.
He's a defensive guy.
So he has a huge advantage. I don't know.
I have to admit, I am very surprised at that poll.
Me too.
I am. I'm a little shocked. I'm shocked that it's close. 52-48. It's right there.
Well, you should know it's all Lance's relatives.
I was going to say, Lance, are you paying?
It's actually all your relatives.
Oh, my friend.
Lance sent out a mass text. Everybody, Elway right now.
It's Elway or bust.
John from Cherry Hill says Elway retired in 2007. He wants to know who didn't see him play. Okay, so if he retired in 2007 and somebody is 15 years old right now.
But no one's watching my show at age 15. If one person is watching my show at 15, write in right now.
Watching the show, it just retweet, voting in the poll.
Yeah, so one person just tweet
me and say I'm wrong. Everybody who's watching
is older than 15.
But he retired in 2007. He was at his peak in 1986. I would imagine a lot of the people did not see him play in 1986. John from Cherry Hill.
You're 100% correct. That's I will agree. That's accurately dead on.
They did not see him play against Lawrence Taylor. They did not see the first half. They did not see Phil Simms have to go 24 for 26. In that game.
I wish I saw that Super Bowl.
I was there.
Were you there? You were at the Super Bowl?
I was at the Super Bowl.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Where was that one?
It was in Pasadena.
Yeah. That must have been a great Super Bowl.
It was. The Giants were losing at halftime. We all thought it was he was a great. He wasn't just a good quarterback.
How'd you get those tickets?
We had season tickets. Actually, this is... You want a great story?
Wait, no.
You don't know how to tell a great story.
Give me this one.
Your last story.
The last story I heard, I was sitting over there. It kind of flopped.
If this isn't a good story, you're done with stories.
If this isn't one of the best stories you've ever heard about
but it has to be under 2 minutes. Go.
In 2 minutes. So, the Mets win Game 6 of the World Series. They have Game 7 of the World Series. My dad's been taking me to football games, baseball games my whole life. I call it my dad. I was actually making $15,000 a year as my first job. I call it my dad. I was like, Game 7's tonight. I want to take you to the game. I went to my boss. We bought tickets from a scalper for $2,000. We were right behind the Red Sox dugout. I called my dad. I'm like, Dad, hey, great news. I got tickets for the Giant game. For the Met game tonight, Game 7. He's like, I want to go to the Giant game tonight instead of Game 7.
Come on.
Because that was the year the Giants went to the Super Bowl. Yeah. It was the first time in forever. And my dad was this huge Giant fan. So I crawled back. I go back to my boss and I'm like, John, can you do me a favor and sell these tickets? He's like, what happened? And I explained to him what happened. He's like, are you serious?
You weren't there, so you didn't go to that Game 7?
He's like, your dad's not going with you? You bought tickets for you and your dad and he's not going with you? I said, yes. He's like, that's the most pathetic story I've ever heard. He's like, you don't have to pay. You don't pay me for the tickets. I'm going to send you with my brother. So I went to Game 7 of the World Series, sat right behind the Red Sox dugout for free because of John Mulhern.
Wow.
He's the greatest guy ever.
Wow.
That's
and you
awesome.
saw that? You saw them lose?
Mets won Game 7.
Oh, they won that. That's right. They won that. That's
they won
right.
Game 7.
Can I just say something? I might have told this story already, but I'll tell something similar. I'm just a better storyteller than Lance, but that was a decent story. I was a sportscaster. I covered the Yankees for a long time. I knew Brian Cashman very well. I brought my family to the game. Brian Cashman, after the game, did I tell you this story already? Brian Cashman says, listen, your family's here. Why don't you take him down to the dugout? I was like, thanks, Brian. I really appreciate that. After the game, I take him down to the dugout. You know, they take a few pictures. We're upstairs getting ready to leave. Brian comes down. He's like, listen, I don't do this for anyone. George isn't here. What if I could take you guys, in front of my parents, up to Steinbrenner's office, check out the war room, you could sit behind Steinbrenner's desk. I'm dying.
Whoa.
I'm dying, right?
Oh, I would freak out.
Here's my dad. Ooh, Brian, you'd love to, but you know the traffic on the Deegan gets so bad that we really should get on the road. The freaking traffic on the Deegan, and they took off with my brother there in tow. Now,
sounds like something my father would say.
The worst thing in the world, except 6 months later at the U.S. Open, I somehow, some way, find a way to get my dad and my brother tickets to the greatest tennis match in the history of sports, in my opinion, Agassi-Sampras.
Okay.
It went on, remember it went on for like hours and hours, and Sampras like threw up over the side and like kept playing. It was the most amazing thing. I've never slept, I never stayed up past 10 o'clock in my life. It was like midnight. I was like, I can't believe I'm not at this game. I'm watching. I didn't want to call my dad. I didn't want to like interrupt. I didn't want the phone to go off. I'm dying. I couldn't believe I got them tickets. Finally they had to they took a commercial break. I'm like, I can't handle it anymore. My dad is gonna love, I'm gonna be the greatest child ever. I call up my dad and I'm like, hey, and he's like, hey. I'm like, are you dying? Are you dying? He's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, what's going on? He's like, oh, well, we just figured there was gonna be so much traffic getting out of here.
They left early?
An hour ago. Can I just tell you something?
What is the matter?
First of all, why do you constantly drive everywhere, Dad? Why not just take public transportation, A? B, that's it for tickets. Never got them another sporting event.
Never. I would never.
Can I? Okay, if I ask a question. Well, first of all, John actually pointed out that he made a mistake. His Hall of Fame speech was in 2007. Elway finished in 1998. So his career.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
No wonder.
Right, okay, so that's first of all.
Because they won it in 97.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, he corrected himself. Second of all, you're a professional in the TV industry, and you've now heard a story that I told, and you've heard a story that Jenna told.
Be honest with me.
Be honest. Who tells a better story?
I'm sorry.
I mean, like, you already have questionable judgment. This is a chance to redeem yourself.
It's totally Jenna.
Lance, you're joking.
Lance,
What?
it was a good story. I like it, but the energy level that Jenna says it
Lance tells the story like this. And then
it's a very monotone voice.
Yeah, and my dad said, I'm going to go to the Giants. And then I was like, you're going to go to the Giants? That's crazy. And then, so I sat there in Game 7. I was there.
Wow, look at all this bullying.
Yeah, but look, Connor knows it's true. But I want so desperately energy out of you.
John from Cherry Hill loves us.
John from Cherry Hill says, you can't possibly say something that Jenna will not throw Lance under the bus with.
Correct. He's the only one that votes for you.
Love
Right,
it.
we actually did put up a poll. Somehow, just Jenna or Lance.
Just Jenna or Lance.
Who won? Who won?
I won by 96%. It was like 1,000 or something.
Lance, I'm sorry.
No, you won by. You won by. Let's not make it worse. You won by 88%, 94 to 6.
Did you get hurt a little bit, or you're like, yeah, whatever?
No, I mean she had home field advantage.
What home field
What's home
advantage?
field?
What's home field advantage?
If we put here, if
It's
we
the
went to
Super
Lance,
Bowl. It's
if
half
I
and
went to
half.
at Lance Lafer, and I went to at Lance Lafer and I wrote at Jenna or Lance, okay.
You would hope.
And even though it says
Yeah.
the
You would
producer
hope.
of the,
You would hope.
You
You
would
would.
hope.
Lance,
You would hope.
Lance, I don't know. You
I
really
mean, I
would
would
hope.
probably still lose.
Lance, I heard that last story. Like, it's questionable whether anybody would really vote for you. But the first story was atrocious. You have to admit, that first story you told.
What
I don't
was
even
the
remember.
story?
Remember, you were sitting over there. I'm like, Lance, that was the whole story.
Yeah, the story.
I just, you know, it was like an
it was
interesting
a bit-
thing.
You were telling about when
I was
Trump
just like
owned the
Trump
football
owns
team.
the generals.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah.
It kind
okay,
of like
just an
everyone was
interesting-
waiting for that pinnacle
Because you know
moment,
why, John?
and then you're like, oh, yes.
John
you
goes,
own the football
oh, this is a funny. Watch how this all comes together. This story all comes together. So in my mind, I'm thinking, well, there's about to be a story where things all come together. You know, and I
Yes.
thought that because he said this is going to be a story where things
Yep.
come together. And then he just said 2 sentences. And I was like, where's the part where all the things come together? Remember when you told me about the things that were all going to come together? And he's like, no, that was the whole story. So every
Right.
day, John, every day.
Well,
Every day.
I mean,
you know, Shakespeare has nothing to worry about.
I don't know how much time do we. Is there? Are we on a time?
No, we're good.
I just, if you want to
It's a
hear,
general show, we're on.
everyone's giving their sports
Yeah, let me
stories.
hear a sports
I'll give you my mega sports story
All right, let's
when
see.
I was 23 years old. Yeah, I was 20 because I just graduated college. So Game 7, Yankees, Red Sox. Over it's extra. Or no, it was it was bottom of the ninth. It was bottom of the ninth. Boone hits the home run for the Yankees to win that series. It was mayhem. It was craziness. So my friend at the time, somehow she became friends with what was the pitcher? I'm just going blank on his name. Pitcher in the Yankees that he was overweight.
David Wells.
David Wells. Yes, that is perfect. So
She's very good at the $25,000.
She became
pyramid.
friends with David Wells.
This is someone who's overweight. He wears his uniform like David Wells.
And my next thing was that drinks all the time.
David Wells.
She became friends with him, drinking, just meeting him out at clubs and stuff. So after the game's over, everyone's drunk. We're like, all right, where are we gonna go? And the Yankees used to go to Dorian's all the time. That was their hangout.
Yep.
So she calls up, had David Wells. I'm 23 years old. I mean, it's insane. She has his cell number. Calls up David. David, where are the Yankees going to celebrate? We're all going to Dorian's. We all meet. They have this back private room. I go in there. I bought shots. Now tell me why was I buying shots for the Yankees? These guys that are making multi-million dollars.
Right.
I just graduated college,
Right.
making $25,000 a year. I'm lining up shots for Wells,
Wow.
for Giambi,
Wow.
and then Boone walks in. I run over to him. I pick him up in the air.
Oh my
I'm
God.
like, Boone, I love you.
Oh my
He's like,
God.
who are you?
Right. Oh my God.
I put him down, and the whole night I hung out and took shots and got drunk with them until 4 a.m. in the morning, and it was the most insane night of my life.
I love that.
And
Now, if I was on the
just
Jenna diet
amazing.
at that time, I would not
you
have
could
been
not
able-
have done
I would
that.
not
You
have
could
been
not have
is
done that.
awesome.
So to be able to hang out with the Yankees after a win like that, it was like 23 years old. I can't even believe that I was doing that, but I did do
Dude,
it.
that was amazing.
It was
So I have-
insane.
So I have another good story.
Please don't
Okay.
throw out adjectives until you just have another story.
So,
let us
but tied
decide.
into this, but it's tied into the same time period. I would normally have introduced the story with this, but since I was so
Just get to
afraid.
the story.
Okay, so the Game 6 of the World Series was played on Simchat Torah, which is like Jewish
See how he
holiday.
brings the holiday down?
I don't know all the Jewish holidays.
It's a Jewish holiday.
I never even heard
You're
of
not
that
allowed to
one.
like watch TV. You're not allowed to carry money, anything. So, but we're all in the city, and we start hearing all of the noise coming out of the bars. So a few of us go and we start watching the game together. One of my friends, now we have no money on us. In the bottom of the 8th inning, he's like yells out in the middle of this crowded bar in New York City, "Drinks on me if the Mets win."
Sorry.
So,
Well-
like, everybody starts looking for him at the end of the
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
We like hightailed it
Hightailed
out
there.
there so
That's-
fast.
Peace.
That's really funny.
I don't even know this guy.
Right. Like, I don't know. We're not together.
Gotta love all those. There's so many, just some amazing games that have
You know, for
just
And for all the people that like poo-poo sports and it's a child's game and all these grown men are running around, what does it do? It brings people together.
It does. I mean, look at Chicago.
In a way that politics separates them.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And actually, Mike Lupica today had a great piece about how the...
You remind me of Mike Lupica.
Oh, thank you.
A little bit,
You do.
Not as insightful, but yeah.
You do. You really, now that you just said that, you kind of like it's almost
the nerd look.
It's a little
it's like the guy with Revenge of the Nerds.
You got the salt and pepper in the hair.
Wait, you think Mike Lupica's more insightful?
With sports, yes.
Oh, with sports?
With sports. I hope he is.
Well,
he better be. If he's not, then we got a problem.
He recently got on this thing called Twitter. He was for years saying Twitter wasn't going to work.
What did he say this morning?
He actually he said that he was talking about how in the political arena that yesterday's meeting between Trump and Obama reminded him of after like a hockey series when the two teams line up and they just shake hands and they go and it's just like it's the end of the game and we just move on. I just thought it was one of the great analogies of all time.
It is true.
Lupica's always been a favorite.
Absolutely.
I appreciate any mention comparison. I grew up I used to like as a kid I used to read the Daily News like incessantly.
It's that great Seinfeld line. Well, do you have any reason whatsoever to get up in the morning? Well, I like to get the Daily News. John, you're fantastic. I love your energy. I love all of it. You're going places because you obviously needed me to tell you that. You have to come back.
I will definitely come back.
We just scratched the surface on everything. We got to get into baseball. We got to get into like basketball. We got to get into more HGTV. We got to talk more about the best stories we have.
Actually, and just to take one more second.
Yeah, no, this is a good time to do it too. Right in the middle of my recap. Go for it.
So, just to take HGTV, I used to work on Wall Street and I invested in cable companies.
Scripps.
I was an investor in Scripps, and when they launched HGTV, I was actually at the launch thing.
Were you really?
When Ken Love made his initial presentation, the initial launch party, like back in the mid-90s.
Is Scripps anything now?
Yeah.
Scripps owns HGTV, Food Network, Travel Channel, Cooking Channel, DIY Network.
Oh my God!
And they've been buying up all over, like because our shows now air. We did an Asia trip. Our shows air in Asia, so they have an Asia channel, HGTV Asia, South America.
Well, they actually used to, and they
company.
The company where they started HGTV and used to be a newspaper company.
Yeah.
And that company, those two companies split. But Charles Schultz, the syndicate thing.
Yeah.
Charles Schultz actually used to work for Scripps. Like back in that day, you basically had Ken Lowe starting HGTV and Charles Schultz at the tail end of
and they own hospitals too. All the Scripps hospitals.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And they actually have the Scripps spelling bee. They're the spelling bee.
Do they really? They do.
Yeah,
that's the spelling bee. That was actually it's through their foundation, but it's the Scripps Foundation.
John, tell people when the show's on, where they can see you. All of
it. So I mean, right now, so our newest show on HGTV just finished. It aired over the summer, America's Most Desperate Kitchens. That was season 2. You can go to HGTV.com and watch prior episodes and all the old shows of Kitchen Cousins, Cousins on Call, and all that stuff, Cousins Undercover. Our newest digital show with Ellen, if you go to EllenTube, you can watch Grand Design. It's there. It's that runs in all the time because it's digital. So go to EllenTube, go to her YouTube page. Just search Grand Design and you'll find those. Those were 6 episodes that we just finished. Season 2 will be coming up soon. And then when I come back, if we want to talk, we're writing a kid's book.
Love.
We can talk about that even.
Yeah.
And then everyone can find me just at Colaneri John for Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, John Colaneri TV, and you'll get all the updates.
Is John Colaneri TV on Instagram?
Yeah. No, Instagram is at Colaneri John.
Colaneri.
And that's the same for Twitter. Facebook is John Culinary TV at the end.
And you'll come back?
100% will come back. This was a lot of... I can't beat this, hanging out.
An hour? Come on.
I love it.
He's going to give a full hour to talk about everything that interests you.
I just like that you can talk about anything. It's like all on the table.
Literally anything you want. Yesterday we talked about crazy words for the vagina.
Interesting.
Yep.
There is a lot.
Actually, we had the sex therapist. On Thursdays.
Every Thursday
we do.
The woman who played Sarah Jessica Parker's role in
Candace
really?
Bushnell. She has Candace Bushnell's job at the Observer. Candace
Cool.
Bushnell.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so there was like,
That's
it was
awesome.
like, yeah, you should go watch it. It was like,
It was actually really cool.
it was actually very
It's a little
funny.
eye-opening.
That's
she
awesome.
said things I didn't think we could say on any kind of broadcast. These guys like fainted, passed out. I was like, come on, come on.
There it is. Well, I want to say thank you for having me on today. This was awesome, and I also want to say everyone out there, since this is Veterans Day, thank you to all of our troops out there. I hope that was my first post today. I hope everyone is thinking about them, really remembering what they've done for us. Because look, with everything going on in our country, being divided, you come together on days like this and you remember the men and women that have done so much for us, and that is why we are Americans, and we should be really proud of them. So.
Very well said. Thank you very, very much. You're adorable, by the way. I'm going to leave it at that.
Thank you.
Yes.
You want to leave it with the Vodell way hashtag?
Yeah, let's do the last vote. What's the last?
No, do you want to just remind everybody to Vodell way?
No, I
No.
don't. I don't want to.
I was just.
But I will say you should follow him on Twitter and Instagram. And
yeah, we
take
post.
it all in.
We'll be
post
posting
all of
that
his
stuff.
handles. So
Awesome.
definitely follow.
And I will give you the final update at the end of the
let's hear
show.
What is it? What is it? We are at. Take your time, Lance.
I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to refresh.
Refresh. we want up to date.
It's actually. We still have 6 days and 23 hours left.
Okay.
But it's 51-49 in favor of Brady.
Okay.
Brady's on right now?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
51-49.
Apparently Jenna's people kicked in.
It's pretty much dead even.
It's dead even. All right, we take a break. We'll be right back.
Perfect. This is good.
Nice. This is still live.
That was a lot of fun.
This one stays live, by the way.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yes, absolutely. And if you guys take my phone.
Right? Everyone does this.
Let's hear it.
Wow, you really can talk sports. I was really impressed.
Yeah, I can talk about this.
By the way, he's a diehard Cowboy fan, and I came up with a little Cowboy trivia that he didn't know while you were.
That was great. I did not. I forgot all about that.
What state did Ezekiel Elliott play high school football?
I mean, he was at Ohio State. I want to say he was at Ohio. Did he come from Ohio?
New Jersey.
No, he didn't come from
Probably
Ohio.
New Jersey. Long Island.
Missouri.
Can we get all in here?
St. Louis. He was from St. Louis. It was like the biggest track now. No more close up.
Okay, let me see.
Awesome. Thank you.
We'll post it on our page too.
Yeah, perfect.
Excellent.
No, that was great. That was a lot of fun.
Cool.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's great that you do this. I like because I've watched a couple of the other shows and your talks and stuff. It's fun that you just kind of
That's it.
let it fly.
Just let it
talk
rip.
about anything.
Anything.
It's great.
And all different people. I
Yeah.
don't just want the same person.
No, you want to have a good
And
fun.
just because you work in HGTV, like I want to know like who you follow, what your workout is. Like I just want to talk about interesting things to interesting people.
That's a lot of
That's really
fun.
what it is. Well, I mean, if you were stuck with this all day, you too would want to.
You gotta spice it up.
Just a little bit.
It's Colaneri.
Colaneri.
Let me ask you to do me a huge favor, grab me a bottle of wine. Excuse me, tonight. Do you want to get anything else?
It's
Get something else for yourself? Plans? He's gonna run down and get some water.
I have one. Good. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I won't. No, I pomegranate seeds.
Oh yeah.
You're not getting that. It was a joke. You can get anything else. This was you yesterday. Let me eat some pomegranate seeds. I was like, please, when you get pomegranate seeds, can you not swallow?
No, by the way,
he goes like this.
I've been to worse than
Watch.
This is what happens.
This is here how it goes. Here's how it goes, right? He goes, oh, here are my pomegranate seeds.
Just throw them up in the air, see how many you catch. I like that.
Does your show have a?
Yes, at Cousins TV. It's like our main.
Did I get the wrong one?
No, that's it. At Cousins TV. Awesome. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, guys. Definitely.
Figure out like.
Very nice meeting you.
job.
Yeah, I mean, look, I live in Jersey here, so it's.
Do you have? Yeah, there's a time.
Okay. Yeah, it's.
Let me know.
Right now, in all honesty, my schedule, because I'm not traveling or anything, it's wide open. Until I start traveling, come January, that's really when we start booking everything, like home shows.
So if this is
all this stuff. it's easy. I mean, it's no problem. So.
And two things: convenient time, and if you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Right.
It was a lot of fun.
Right. And
What's
then
not
like
to
if we
enjoy?
want to make it sports oriented, we can even just like what's going on.
I just love your personality. Like you don't have to know that much. Like
yeah, it's.
I'll throw out a topic and we can talk about
anything. It's
Me
not,
too.
It's very easy. It's
Me
not,
too. Same.
It's not hard for me to talk about.
I'll show you some of the work I did on kitchens. I actually I also renovate kitchens.
Do you really?
No.
You're my hater. Look, everybody's into everything now. Like it's
Not
like I
me.
never know. You know, I'd be like, oh, I designed this, I did this.
No, listen. My kid has all the games with all the little things with the little battery packs that you have to like unscrew the screwdriver for the 2-year-old. And I was able to recognize that it was a Phillips head, and I went and I got a Phillips head, and then I opened it up. Now you're probably like, that was the whole story, but there was such a feeling of accomplishment that I used the Phillips head, opened it up, put a new battery in, retightened it, and put the screwdriver back. I was like, am I in construction? I think I'm in construction.
I did, but it makes you feel good, right?
So good. And then it makes all the noises, and you're like, I did something. I did something.
We get that a lot. That's why people love DIY.
That's so telling you.
They love to figure out, and I tell people, try it. You'll make a mistake. It's the beauty of it.
It's awesome.
So.
Oh, that's really cool.
All right, guys.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Again, and
we'll be in touch.
We'll be in touch. I mean, because you were talking with
I know Kylie.
and
I work with.
Okay. Got it.
Like I think Kylie.
Got it. Got it.
Like, we're
Cool. Perfect. Okay. Awesome, guys. All right.
Thank you so
Have a good
much.
weekend.
All right. Talk to you
Okay.
soon. Be safe.
All right.